Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
Sorry we are a few seconds late starting the feed, but we were so excited to talk to each other about what we're going to talk about with all of you in just a
Yep.
few seconds. As we're waiting for folks to join the feed, let's say hi, first of all, to our friend Michael Bingham, always first in the chat.
Yes, love it.
And yes, he is optimistic that the Yankees are going to bounce back. They're down 2-0 in the World Series, but keep the faith, Michael.
Yes, this is the first season of baseball that I've watched because my husband's a Mets fan, and it is so much fun. But I think this is not like a normal occurrence. Every game has been like in the end, and then a team gets a grand slam. It's just been like insane. It's actually kind of fun. Go sports.
Yay! I was cured of my interest in baseball as a child by attending a Yankees doubleheader where both went into extra innings. And I was so exhausted by the end. I don't think I've ever sat through another baseball game since.
I love it.
In Derek Ho's corner, Blossom and Michelangelo checking in. Welcome as always. And we've got 50-something folks in the chat. Should we jump on into this thing right now?
Do it.
Okay. Let us kick this thing off then. Oh, I'm sorry. We've got one last chat comment coming into the chat from Brian Sager, sliding in just under the wire, wishing everyone a happy spooky season, and saying he's got an unverified rumor about another announcement update for Horror Unleashed, which is the Vegas project for Universal year-round Horror Nights.
Yes.
May be coming this Thursday, so we will keep an ear to the ground for you. And you are not in the same room at the same time because Brian's rooting for the Dodgers. So. All right. Well, before we get into a battle over baseball, why don't we just kick off recording this episode of the show? We are going to go in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and MEI-Travel. I'm Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Welcome back, Carly. What have you been up to this week?
Thank you. I am happy to be back in our regular time. I got to go to Cancun, Mexico for a long weekend.
That sounds fabulous.
Yes, with my girlfriend of 20 years. It was very nice. It was relaxing. It was the opening of a new resort. So it's a new all-inclusive called Ava Resort, like 5 minutes from the airport. Couldn't have been any easier to get through. I haven't flown into Cancun in years, but it was the easiest passport control I have ever experienced.
Oh.
They had an adults only, no kids line, which I was amazing. And you don't even have to go up to a border agent. It's just one of those ones where you just scan your passport and go through. And it was like blessings, the best experience. So if you are flying into Cancun and don't have kids, the easiest passport to get through.
That sounds fantastic.
Yes, it was wonderful. And then I'm getting ready this week to finally go to Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. My first time going. It is like, I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie. I like Taylor Swift music, but I'm not like in the whole community. I mean, I love it. I'm happy for people that are, but you know, it's such like a moment in pop culture that I'm happy that I am going to get to go to the tour.
Yeah, it's not exactly my demographic,
yes,
but
exactly.
I have some young nieces who went and absolutely loved it. So have a great time.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, people just say it doesn't matter if you like her music or not. It's just a phenomenal show, and I love a good performance. So I am very excited for that, and I will be, I just ordered some rhinestones on Amazon.
Right.
I'll be making a costume. I'll post all about it.
Oh. I think we might have briefly lost Carly. Okay, you froze for a second. I don't know if that was on your end or my end. Can you still hear me?
Oh, well, I see you kind of froze. I'm not sure what's going
Okay.
on. My Wi-Fi should be good.
One of us froze. We'll
Sorry.
see. We'll see afterwards which one it was. But that sounds fantastic. Speaking of things that are tickets that are hard to get,
Oh, yeah.
I did not go to Mexico. I am not getting ready for a Taylor Swift concert, but I did spend about 7 hours online trying to get
Oh,
opening day
Lord.
tickets when they were released to annual pass holders for Epic Universe. We've talked about this so many times, but yeah, the day finally arrived last week. Tickets went on sale for multi-day tickets that include one day at Epic Universe, and a couple days later was the big day for annual pass holders. And I thought I knew what I was doing with the website, but I guess I failed. Because I spent 7 hours or so in a queue and ended up with a ticket for a week after opening day. But I will not be going opening day or opening weekend or opening week. So,
Hey, you know what? It's going to be there for years to come. I
yeah.
love like being part of these moments, but I have
Yeah.
PTSD from Oogie Boogie
Uh,
Bash tickets, so
Right. The park will still be there, and I'm sure there will be more releases of tickets. I think there's supposed to be another wave of tickets for non-annual pass holders. I'm sure maybe I'll have another chance to sit in a long queue.
yes. So I saw that basically for the annual pass holders, they were selling the one day through the end of next year. Do you think that kind of means we're not going to get an AP add-on until like
I I
2026?
I think that's exactly what
Yeah.
we're looking at. That
Okay.
the current annual pass structure will remain through 2025 uh, with Epic Universe not being included in any passes. And that's my guess that they'll start selling passes good in January of 2026 that will include Epic, but not before then. That's my
And
hunch.
I do have to say the prices were much better than I anticipated it to be, and I'm very happy that they're not like price gouging us out the get-go.
I did, I guess there's a little bit, hopefully, of a discount baked into those annual pass prices. But if you compare prices for Epic for the annual pass holder single day passes to what the Magic Kingdom is on that same week, it makes Epic look like a really good bargain. So
Yes. No, I was very surprised. I was definitely anticipating over 200 and it's
yeah.
not. So I'm just really happy that they're doing that.
Speaking of Disney, I did stop by Disney this week. I did not go to the new bake shop bakery at Disney's Boardwalk, which I think we talked about previously, and their kind of crazy prices. They did adjust their prices somewhat. Some of them dropped.
But also some
Um,
of them raised too.
yeah,
So
but they're still charging like 24 or so bucks for a slice of cake. So I did not stop by there, but what I did do is go over to the Magic Kingdom and celebrated the start of the soft openings and previews for Tiana's in Disneyland by finally riding the one in Walt Disney World again. I had gotten on way, way early during previews and had utterly failed every time I've tried since then.
same. I have not gone on it since opening either.
So it seems to be running a little bit more reliably in the sense that it's not shutting down entirely, but it looks like when you redeem your virtual queue, unless you're rope dropping it, you're going to wait about 45 minutes in the queue. That seems to be what it is.
Whoa.
And the ride itself is taking about 15 minutes, which is almost 5 minutes longer than the ride should actually take. The boats just back up at every single little
Yeah.
drop in a way that they never used to, that I remember back in Splash Mountain, not to this degree. Like before the final drop, we waited like 5 boat cycles of just
Wow.
Pause. And it kills the pacing of that ride.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I've seen from the videos of the Disneyland version is that all the characters are about the same, but it's much tighter, so it feels much better paced. It doesn't feel like there's
Yes.
these dead spots. So Tiana's getting a little better at Disney World, but still could use some work. Still some
Yes.
fireflies, some bugs to work out.
For sure. I'm going to the opening of Tiana's at Disneyland, so I'm really excited to make that comparison.
Yes.
But also, I haven't gone on the Disney World one in so long just because it's been difficult and whatnot. So I think I'll have it sort of fresh in my mind. But yes, that's what I'm seeing is that at Disneyland, much better, tighter story. You don't have that space. And people are posting that they're getting like soaking wet.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, I did. I'm glad I just barely got sprinkled here in Magic Kingdom the other day.
That's good. Yeah.
But in addition to Tiana's, I did take what I hope is not my last, but might be a trip to Tom Sawyer Island and walked through every cave. And I have not walked through some of those caves in a while. And either those caves have gotten smaller or I've gotten bigger because there's some really tight fits. That is... Boy, if that wasn't grandfathered in, something like that could never get built in American theme park today.
Never.
So, if for no other reason than that, the old scratch cave and the escape tunnel from the forts, I'm gonna miss Tom Sawyer Island for sure.
Same, yeah. I keep saying I'm gonna go and do a final walkthrough. I just haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna try to do it either this month or next month, and then we'll see what happens. Same for Dinosaur. I'm riding it every time like it's my last time.
That's my next Disney trip has definitely got to be a Animal Kingdom visit to say goodbye to all that decor in Chester and Hester's shop.
I will miss it.
I love all those knickknacks up in the shop.
Me too.
All right. Okay. Without any further ado, it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. All right, we are going to start out at the Disneyland Resort where we've talked before, teased the holiday events coming to Disneyland for this Christmas season. And now we have a complete holiday guide for 2024 posted on our website at attractionsmagazine.com, complete with tips and what's new for this year's holiday season. Including the debut, as we just discussed, of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Chippendale's new Ornament Trail, and Mickey's Holiday Pajama Party, which is a new character meal coming to Disney's Grand Californian. We've talked about a lot of these individually, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time right here discussing all of them. But we're going to go real briefly through some of these offerings, which are going to run from November 15th all the way through January 6th of 2025, unless otherwise noted.
Yes, I love Disneyland Christmas, and I'm so sad when I'm going to be there for Tiana. The Pajama Party new dining experience is starting the following week. So I'm going to miss it. It just sounds like it's so cute.
But I am excited for you that you were going to be there for the 15th for the official grand opening of Tiana's, formerly Splash Mountain. If you have not heard about this, where have you been? Because we've been talking about it nonstop for years. And hopefully after the 15th, we can stop talking about it for a little while and move on to something else. However, I never stop talking about the Haunted Mansion holiday, which is my personal favorite seasonal overlay at a Disney park attraction. That, of course, is running now at the Haunted Mansion in New Orleans Square. We don't have an end date for that yet, but we do know that the Small World holiday over It's a Small World will be running from the 15th through January 6th.
That's also a great one, too, and it's a great spot to watch the projectors when the lights go down. Not the lights, the sun goes down. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, you've got a light show that runs periodically on the facade, and then they, of course, also use that facade for the fireworks. Actually, I don't believe that Believe in Holiday Magic has any fireworks this time of year. But we do have the Christmas Fantasy Parade, which is
Mhm.
coming up. That's the traditional parade with Mickey and Friends and Santa Claus, and that is going to run from the 15th through the 6th, of course, as will Believe in Holiday Magic. I know that there's some projections on the castle itself, but I don't know if they do projections on It's a Small World for that one. But you can find snowfall happening
Yes.
during that Christmas fireworks show on both Main Street USA and around the rivers of America.
Yes. That is always so magical. Nothing like being in front of that castle with the snow.
Snope. Exactly.
Let it snow.
Uh,
Let it snow. Let it snow.
Hopefully the Snope won't ruin the new holiday outfits that the characters will be wearing. You'll find them in Town Square. Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Daisy, and Clarabelle are all getting new holiday outfits. Santa Claus, he'll be wearing his old holiday outfit. He doesn't need to update his, but you'll be able to find him in the Fantasyland Theater between November 15th and December 24th. He wraps up on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Dining and shopping, of course, coming. We don't have a breakdown yet of the details on that. And we've talked about the Christmas tour, which is a 2.5-hour guided experience of both parks that runs $120 per person. You're going to want to reserve a spot for that at Disney's website sooner rather than later if you're looking to take that.
Yes. And I love how magical Disneyland is, but also DCA. They really do a lot of great things. It's so like underrated because it's not as maybe flashy as Haunted Mansion Holiday, but it's top tier.
Absolutely. I really enjoy the overlays that they do in the Radiator Springs Racers. The Cars Land area, Radiator Springs, including Mater's gets a Jingle Jamboree
Yes.
overlay, and Luigi's does Joy to the Whirl. Those are both special soundtracks, and they look especially good at night with all the lighting. And you got to check out the Viva Navidad celebrations. They've got a street party with the Three Caballeros and Mickey and Minnie that happens over in Paradise Gardens Park. And also they have Coco and Encanto street performances in that area that are definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, it's definitely these little like entertainment moments that really set it apart and make it shine.
Yeah. Fun thing, those also to check out is Mickey's Happy Holidays, which is not quite a full parade, but it's a cavalcade with Mickey and the Pixar characters. And the drummers are out in their holiday toy drummer gear. You can find them over by the San Francisco Bridge.
Yes, I love those. I mean, it brings to the park to life, which I feel like is like what we need, at any, whether it's an event or not in the season, like just having those little moments change the game.
Yeah. Speaking of little moments, a great little moment to stick around for is the nightly lighting of the giant centerpiece Christmas tree that they have outside of Elias and Company on Buena Vista Street. And then stick around after that for World of Color Season of Light. It's a special version of World of Color, and I actually kind of like it better than World of Color 1. So definitely worth seeing.
I agree with you. I'm not like a super World of Color person, but I do enjoy this version.
Yep. In addition, you'll find Mickey and Friends wearing their vintage holiday attire on Buena Vista Street. And Santa Claus sets up camp in the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail area. Again, he departs after the 24th.
Yes. And my favorite part is all the food. The food festivals, I mean, Disneyland is still a long way behind, I'd say, Disney World with the, long-running Epcot food festivals. But in the last couple of years, their festivals have actually been some of my favorite. They're really stepping up their game.
I mean, in terms of the quantity,
Yes,
quality, variety, they've
everything.
absolutely stepped up their game. In fact, almost a little too much because it can get really packed,
Yeah.
especially on the weekends around those festive food marketplace food booths. You find them mostly along the performance corridor that stretches from Buena Vista Street to Paradise Gardens Park. And they're going to post the menus hopefully soon over at Disneyland's website. But we do know that there's going to be some Mexican holiday specials that they serve over at Paradise Gardens Park at the grill out over there.
Yeah, they do a lot of really good seasonal stuff over there.
Mhm. One thing that is brand new this year out in the downtown Disney district, there is a new ornament trail featuring Chip and Dale. They've done one of these before where you purchase a map for $10 in one of these shops or the resort hotels. And then once you finish your scavenger hunt, finding all of the hidden ornaments around the downtown Disney area, you can redeem it at Pin Traders or World of Disney for a prize. It makes a fun souvenir, and the prize is probably, if you bought it, would probably cost you at least $10 or more. So you get
Yeah,
the
and I
entertainment value too.
absolutely. I mean, this is really good, especially like, Disneyland park tickets are expensive. So if you
Mhm.
want to build in a day to do downtown Disney and then I love honestly
Yeah,
walking around the resort hotels during this time of year because there's so much to look at decor wise and little pop ups. So it's definitely a fun activity.
absolutely. And there's also some fun activities that don't require a park ticket inside the resort hotels. They've got a Santa Claus meet and greet in the main lobby of each hotel. There's character dining opportunities. They're doing a new holiday tea with Santa and Mrs. Claus at the Hearthstone Lounge at the Grand Californian.
Very fun.
Um, and they even have some holiday themed spa treatments. So check those out if you want a little bit of Disney holiday fun without buying a park ticket.
Yes, and you have to go to the treats cart in the Grand California
Mhm.
lobby. It is one of my favorite things, and they do these
Yes.
little awesome cookie shots where you can get milk or if you want like booze, and that is always so much fun to do. And just sitting in there and taking it in, and the piano
That
player, it is
that
just
lobby with the fireplace,
oh
it's definitely cozy Christmas perfection. Absolutely.
yes.
All right. Next up, we're going to come back to Orlando, where SeaWorld has announced a new Christmas after hours event called Coasters After Dark Christmas Edition. It's not going to replace the regular SeaWorld Christmas activities that are included with your regular park ticket, but it is going to offer a new way for coaster maniacs to ride after dark with hopefully shorter lines.
Yes, I'm actually thinking about maybe going to this. It sounds like it could be good.
Okay, well, it's going to kick off on November 8th and run on a few select dates, the 8th, 9th, and 15th of November, and then November 22nd, December 6th, and 13th. The earlier ones start at 8 p.m., and then they're going to go from 9 p.m. And looks like you're going to get 3 hours after hours, plus you can enter 1 hour prior to the park closing, sort of have a little mix and mingle with the day guests. But then this separately ticketed event is going to give you access to 7 roller coasters in the dark, maybe with some Christmas lighting as well.
That's what I was curious about because I don't think they made the distinction if there's going to be, Christmas lighting, but that would be
Yeah.
really fun, right?
Yeah, we do know that this is not going to be, yeah, like you said, we don't know all the details exactly. But one detail we know that it's not going to be replacing the usual holiday activities, and it doesn't look like it's going to include the holiday activities. It does seem like there's going to be fireworks on select nights during this event, but it doesn't seem like any of the Christmas shows or activities are going to run during the event. So the focus, it seems to be on riding the roller coasters after dark.
Yes, but what also makes it interesting because why is it called Christmas edition? I don't
Right,
know.
right. I don't know. Maybe there'll be Christmas music playing.
Yes. Oh, that would be
There,
fun.
in terms of dining, we do know that popcorn will be included with event admission, and there'll be several places around the park to get that. And you'll be able to purchase food at select locations around the park. So the price of this event is $50 per person, and tickets are currently available on SeaWorld's website. Um, I don't see anything right here about discounts for annual pass holders for this. I think, if it's truly limited attendance and you can get in multiple rides on these coasters. If you're a coaster junkie, that might be a really good idea. I
And
don't
it's
know how many
$50.
times
That's
for
fair.
$50. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I personally don't know how many times I can ride Kraken or Pipeline before
I'm
I'm
just going on Journey to Atlantis on
yeah.
repeat because that is a marvel.
Yes. Yeah, Journey to Atlantis will be running along with Penguin Trek, Icebreaker, Kraken, Manta, Mako, and Pipeline, the surf coaster. So, uh, next up, this is something that I am excited to see
Yes.
coming to Philadelphia in 2026. The first Universal Museum exhibit dedicated to going behind the scenes of the Universal theme parks. Coming to one of my favorite museums anywhere, the Franklin Institute, which is a great family science museum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And in early 2026, they're going to debut this new 12,000 to 16,000 square foot exhibit before it embarks on a North American tour.
Yes. I mean, I also love when I was reading through this, we talk about like STEM, but I had never heard of STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
Yes.
You hear STEM so much. That was the first time I saw STEAM. But what I like is that this will highlight how, if you were interested in a career in theme parks, which, maybe like 30 years ago, people didn't have access, didn't even know that was possible.
Mhm.
And this is great that it's going to, open that world up to kids that maybe, are curious. They love theme parks, that they're also good at math, and you can go down that career path.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people in education found that while STEM was great, it was maybe creating kids who were um, too logical, too technical, and
Yeah.
weren't able to think creatively, to have that kind of intuition that comes from the artistic side. And so, yeah, putting the A into STEM has been really important in education recently. And I'm glad to see them leveraging that as part of this exhibit. So this will be great for theme park fans and for younger kids who are possibly looking at making that their life's work. We've seen sort of similar things be done with Disney parks in the past. But I'm excited to see Universal and Universal Creative get recognition for the work that they do as well.
Same,
Uh,
yeah. And so they're still saying early 2026. We don't know really anything yet about
right.
ticketing
Yeah.
or exact dates, but I will definitely be planning a visit home to go to this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is definitely the early days of this. It was just announced a little bit earlier in October, so they've got a long time to work on it. But they've partnered with the design agency MDSX. And you might not recognize that name, but these folks have worked previously with Walt Disney World on Happily Ever After and Disney Enchantment. They worked with SeaWorld on Infinity Falls, and they've done projects for the Kennedy Space Center. So they definitely know their theme parks for sure.
Yes.
But they also know museums because they've partnered before with the Franklin Institute on earlier events. And interestingly, Franklin Institute is also where they kicked off that Disney 100
Yes.
exhibition a little while back. So yeah, Franklin Institute has a great history of doing theme park related exhibitions that then go on to tour the rest of the country. So
Absolutely. It definitely makes sense. It's a world-class facility. It's awesome.
what I am really hoping is, since this is going to kick off in early 2026, it means we'll have gotten through the opening hoopla of Epic Universe.
Yes.
I don't think the Epic Universe Preview Center will still be needed, and maybe that model could be broken up and put on a truck and shipped around the country so more people would get a chance to see it.
Yes, you're so right. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Much better than it just ending up in a warehouse like Indiana Jones' Lost Ark of the Covenant
Right.
or something. Yeah. All right. Next, we are going to head out on the high seas for a close-up look at the Iron Man roller coaster vehicle, recently revealed for Disney Cruise Line's first Marvel ride, the Iron Man roller coaster that will be debuting upon the Disney Adventure cruise ship, part of the Marvel landing area that we have previously discussed. This is the new cruise ship casting off in December of 2025, and it's going to let guests test drive a new Stark technology, which just happens to look like a roller coaster that wraps around the upper deck of this new cruise ship.
Yes, this looks amazing. I mean, the more details we keep getting for Disney Adventure, I'm excited, but also so jealous.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder for us to get to Singapore than it is
Yes.
maybe Port Canaveral.
Yeah, this, as we've mentioned, this is not a ship that is aimed at most of us folks listening to this podcast. This is for Disney's Asian market, their first cruise ship that will be homed out of Singapore. But those lucky folks will get to ride what I don't think they have officially announced as, but sure looks to me like a Mauer spike coaster. I believe that's the model's name. Looks like the same model as the Bolt coaster that is on the Carnival Mardi Gras. But this is going to be a longer track, over 800 feet long, and a custom styled vehicle that takes its look straight out of Tony Stark's Iron Man suits.
So I haven't gone on the Carnival Mardi
Mhm.
Gras. What is the operations like for something with like such limited capacity?
I can tell you that I was only there during a media event, so I did not experience it as a normal guest would. My understanding is that they used like a timed ticket system, like kind of like
Okay.
a virtual queue
Mhm.
reservation system to kind of manage the demand. It is extremely low throughput. When I did it on the Mardi Gras, they only gave us one lap, and it was very, very short. I understand that now they give folks 2 laps around, which doesn't help with the throughput anymore, I can guess. But it's basically a cycle ride. You can
Mhm.
pretty much only have 2 people at a time, and I don't know if they're going to be able to run 2 vehicles at a time on this track. They imply that they can from this concept art, but
Yep.
uh, we'll see if it actually operates that way. Either way, this is not a people eater. They're definitely going to have some sort of either virtual queue or upcharge or something to manage demand on this,
Yes.
because it's going to be everyone's going to want to ride it.
Yep.
Um,
And you don't want to stand 2 hours in
yeah,
line waiting to
for
go on
sure.
this.
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be visually attractive, positioned 30 feet above the deck. So even if you're not riding it yourself, it's going to add some kinetic energy to that area of the ship. We've also previously talked about the PIM Quantum Racers go-karts, which are also going to be present on this Marvel landing deck. And we've got some close-up pictures, really cute, of the
Yes.
cars you're going to ride, which I believe are supposed to look like little toy cars that have been blown up to full-size go-karts.
There's the Ant-Man,
Yep. And then finally, some close-up pictures of the ride vehicle for Groot's Galaxy Spin, which look like Nova Corp base jumper vehicles which are suspiciously similar to the ride vehicles over at Cosmic Rewind at Epcot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now this whole area looks great. Loving what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, a lot of Marvel going into this ship, including the Marvel Avengers Assemble live stage show that we talked about before. And they've also got a Marvel superhero training lab for the kids. So check out all of our coverage of this new Disney Adventure cruise ship on our website.
Yes, very exciting time for DCL.
Yep. Also a very exciting time for fans of the character Beetlejuice, who
Yes.
made a huge comeback this summer. Film still running, I think, in theaters. Plus,
Have
I
you
think
seen
you
it?
can. I did go and see it, and I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to watch over and over and over again, like the original. But I felt like, as far as legacy sequels go, it was better than a lot of others that I've seen. I thought Michael Keaton was still great in the role. Hasn't aged a day in the, under
No,
all the makeup, right?
not at all.
I will say that I have had MacArthur Park stuck in my head ever since seeing it from that finale. So if you are a Beetlejuice fan too, Airbnb, their Icons collection is now is going to be accepting rental requests for the Beetlejuice house. You won't get to stay overnight in it, but you will get to take a visit to what looks like a stunningly accurate recreation of the famous house from the movies. Not materializing in Connecticut as it is in the films, but actually in New Jersey.
Wow. I will say, of the whole Icons collection, this is definitely the one I'd be most interested in.
Yeah, we've talked before about some of the others that they've
Yeah.
done for the Incredibles,
Oh, the
for
Anemone's house
X-Men.
is so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one, though, yeah, I agree. My goth 80s teenager inner self would die to be able to actually tour this. So this is the not so humble abode of Delia Dietz, played by Catherine O'Hara in the films. And you can enter the house and take the gateway into the afterlife through the attic. And from these pictures, and I gotta say, looking at these pictures, I'm not sure if these are actual photographs or concept renderings. Some of them look like pictures, and some of them kind of look like CGI. I'm not totally sure on all of them. But it looks like a really just stunning recreation of the sets from the movies. Like, I don't know, even better than the Halloween Horror Nights Beetlejuice that we had a few years back.
Yeah, this attic scene particularly just looks
Attic,
so good.
attic looks great, and you'll be able to walk through the iconic attic and straight into the afterlife, through the hallway. You can even peek through the keyholes. Just don't open those doors unless you want a sandworm to eat you. And then you will end up in an art class where you will unleash your deepest fears of the void to pay tribute to poor Delia, who, spoiler alert, doesn't end up too well in the sequel.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. I mean, only 10 people get to get picked, which
Yeah.
is sad, but
Yes. So their booking requests for this are open right now, and close on November 4th, and then they're going to announce the winners. And the actual visits will take place between the 16th and the 27th. Only 10 people will get picked, but each of those 10 people will be able to bring up to 5 people with them into the afterlife. So
yes.
think about which of your friends you want to drag into the hereafter with you.
You can make them work for it.
Like I said, you won't be able to stay overnight. This is just a 3-hour experience, but you will not have to pay anything if you are chosen. The grand total will be 0,
Oh,
and there won't even be like a $250 cleaning fee.
I was
And
just
they
about
won't
to
make
say
you
that.
put the sheets into the washing machine and run the dishwasher and weed the
Take
garden,
the garbage out. Oh.
wash the windows. Yeah, okay. Uh, so if you want to try for this, here's what you're going to do. Go to the Airbnb app On the home page, look for the Icons category and select Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Just don't say that a third time. Request to book it, pick your dates, add your guests, and the key is you're going to have to write a little paragraph explaining why you should be chosen to go.
Give them your best
So
sob story.
yes, absolutely. And if you can't go in person, if you don't get picked, we have a video up on our website with a full tour of the Airbnb, so you can take a look at what it looks like vicariously.
Looks great.
All right. And that is going to bring us to the end of our news in the queue. But before we jump into this week's main attraction, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
All right, this week's main attraction, we are headed to Walt Disney World to talk about the holidays. We've got a guide to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party for 2024 with a look at what's new there. And we're going to hop over to Hollywood Studios for a look at the characters coming to Jollywood Nights.
Yes, it is crazy. I keep forgetting Halloween is this week because we've been celebrating for the last 3 months.
Right.
So I put my HHN shirt on today, and I was like, wait, it's not even Halloween yet. It's I'm all over the place, and now it's Christmas.
Well, I am already ready
Yes.
for Christmas
love
with my Rankin Bass shirt.
Yeah, I'm kind of ready. Yeah.
Yes, and I got to say the parks already. I noticed that Islands of Adventure are already putting up Christmas trees in
Yay.
all of the stores. So yes, it is never too early to start thinking about Christmas or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which takes place after hours on select nights in Walt Disney World. We'll start out with the event dates. It's going to start on November 8th. And run through December 20th. Each party runs from 7 p.m. until midnight, but you can get into the park as early as 4 p.m. with that ticket. And this year, prices are running $169 to $219. That's a jump of $10 to $20 over last year's. So not exactly a bargain compared to a day ticket, but you do get a lot packed into the party. And if you are an annual pass holder or a DVC member, you can save $10 on select party nights. Are you going to be purchasing a ticket for yourself for this one?
I don't think so this year, but I am contemplating a return to Jollywood Nights, which we will be talking about. There's some new offerings this year, so I'm definitely interested. I am not a very merry girl. I'm very merry in my life, but this is not my thing.
Yeah, I've got to say I'm more of a not so scary than a very merry. But I went to Not So Scary for the first time in quite a while this year and really, really enjoyed it. So I'd be curious to see if that carries over to Very Merry. Here's some things that are new this year. On the merchandise side, there's going to be an exclusive new mug and spirit jersey depicting Mickey and friends in their attire from the Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration
like that
live
mug.
show. Yep. Yeah, nice mug and a nice red spirit jersey, very colorful. You're also going to find 28 new food and drink menu items throughout the party. Everything from a hot dog with cranberry sauce to a cherry cold brew coffee. We've got a story breaking down all of the new foods at the party.
And I have to
available on our
say,
website.
thank you, Disney. There is quite a lot of savory options. A lot of these, especially Magic Kingdom after hours events, it's like
All candy. It's all
sweet.
sugar.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. And I'm a savory person. And this year they really upped their game with like a lot of good looking savory items.
We do know that Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be open during the party. I know, like during the last not so scary parties, Tron, before it got rid of virtual queue for regular day guests, did the party without using a virtual queue. But I don't know if they've announced for Tiana's for the party if it will be using a virtual queue or a standby. But either way, it won't have people using Lightning Lane during the party. So no matter what, that line will move a lot quicker.
Oh, yes. That will definitely be a good opportunity to check that out.
Coming back from previous years, the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade, which has been a favorite since all the way back in 2007, will run twice nightly at 8:30 and 11 p.m. If you are not attending the party, most years they run that parade for day guests during the week between Christmas Day and New Year's Day. But I know as an annual pass holder who does not have the top tier of passes, I cannot get in during that week to see that. So
Yeah, but at least I'm glad they do that. That makes me happy.
And the Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time fireworks that debuted in 2019, that's going to also return at 10 p.m. nightly during the parties. The live shows Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration and Frozen Holiday Surprise will also be coming back. That first one is a party exclusive, but you can see the Frozen Holiday Surprise during regular park hours as well.
Yes, it does get a little confusing with this event because even with the food, some of the food is also available during park hours and at the event. Some is exclusive to the event. So
Yeah.
you really got to kind of check and, that's like prioritize your time because there is a lot. You kind of do have to make a game plan, or you can just show up and drink like a gallon of hot cocoa. I guess it's whatever you want.
You can do that too. Hey, it's your
Whatever
party.
you want. Exactly, it's your party.
I do recommend prioritizing some of the party exclusive versions of the attractions that you can't experience any other time. Space Mountain, during Halloween, it was kind of brutal because it was completely in the dark and you couldn't brace yourself for any of those turns. So the Halloween version beat me up pretty bad, but I think the Space Mountain holiday version should be a lot more colorful and a lot more fun. Mad Tea Party is a lot of fun with the Christmas lights and the Christmas music, and definitely worth taking a swing through the Monsters Inc. laugh floor because they get to change up a lot of the jokes with holiday seasonal jokes. So that's a lot of fun. You're also going to find dance parties in Tomorrowland, and also you can ride the Jingle Cruise, which is the overlay for the Jungle Cruise. That one you can experience during the daytime, but it gets huge waits during the daytime, and lightning lanes for that disappear like that.
Oh, yes.
So you might be better off experiencing that during the party.
Definitely. Again, it's all about what's exclusive to the party, what's not. Plan your attack.
And if paying that price for the party, that's just not enough of an upcharge for you. You can, if you choose, pay even more to get admission to one of the fireworks dessert parties. It gives you access to Tomorrowland Terrace and the grass on the hub around Plaza Garden for watching the fireworks.
Yes, I will say I did that maybe 2 years ago. I really actually enjoyed it much more than I thought. It's weird to like have a little champagne outside at Magic Kingdom. It's a vibe, but I don't know. You're already paying so much for the party. It's really it's a tough call.
If cost is not an issue, you want some elbow room. It's really nice for sure. But for me, if I was going, I would probably just be sticking with the unlimited cookies and hot chocolate that you can get all throughout
We
the
could
park.
sustain ourselves all night.
Getting my money's worth in hot cocoa for sure. Well, then, if we hop over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, they've also got their own Christmas event coming called Disney Jollywood Nights. We've talked about this event before, which is running on select nights November 9th through December 21st. But now we have a breakdown of some of the rare and unusual characters that you'll be able to spot throughout the event. And some of them are new to the event for 2024.
Yes, it is. This event particularly has such like a weird lineup of characters. It's not really like a theme. It's just
Yeah,
let's find some weird characters and bring them, which is awesome. I know it was so popular. I actually didn't meet any characters when I went last year because the lines were too long.
right. Yeah, that's always the problem with these events that, if you want to see some of these rare characters, you're going to be investing a good chunk of your night. So start off at the Echo Lake area, and that's where you're going to be able to find not just Chip and Dale in their Rescue Rangers outfits, but also new to the event, Baloo wearing his tailspin costume, and King Louie also wearing his tailspin costume. You also found Powerline Max, Phineas and Ferb, and Stitch dressed up as Santa.
That's so cute.
You're going to find Stitch over in Celebrity Spotlight, which is normally where Olaf hangs out. There's also we got a hint that Scrooge McDuck is going to be making his debut at the event. We're not sure exactly where he'll be, but probably over there at Echo Lake with the other Disney Channel characters. And on Commissary Lane, you'll find Mickey and Minnie Mouse over at their Red Carpet Dreams area wearing special holiday outfits.
Yeah.
And
Those are the
this
same
one,
daytime ones, so maybe
yeah,
don't prioritize that.
yeah. The one I know you are probably really excited about
Yes.
is Duffy the Disney Bear, direct from the Asian parks. He's not appearing anywhere else right now in Disney World, but he will be dressed up as Mickey's dressed up as Santa Claus and appearing at Santa's workshop.
Yes, I'm not gonna
Um,
lie, I am actually considering going like just to do this.
yeah,
Just to see Santa Duffy.
yeah. I predict that this will probably have the longest character line of the night.
Oh yes. And so I went last year to opening night and they hadn't added him yet. So I was pretty bummed because I think they brought him the second weekend. It was so popular. I think this is a great addition and hopefully he'll be there for all the dates.
All right. Well, you'll have to camp out for him. We don't
Yeah.
know his exact location yet, but the hints are probably outside the holiday store. It used to be called It's a Wonderful Shop outside Muppet Vision 3D. That's our guess. If you swing by Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you might catch sight of the Mandalorian. Usually has Grogu in tow. And then in Toy Story Land, Bo Peep will be appearing for the first time along with Lotso.
Ooh, I love Lotso. It's a fun one.
Uh, Pixar Plaza is going to be home to some of your old favorites. Pluto, Goofy, Donald, and Daisy are back. And there is going to be a holiday fiesta and La Calle dance party over in Animation Courtyard, and Jose and Panchito from the Three Caballeros will be featured there for the first time.
Yes, I kind of love when they do these dance parties because I'm not the person that's going to stand in line for an hour
Right.
to wait and meet like a formal picture. So I like these because you get to see them. It's really fun. Do a
The
selfie.
interaction, I think the interaction's often a lot more fun too.
Yes, agreed. Yeah,
And
and you don't have to wait.
yep. Also over in Pixar Plaza, a dance party will feature Frozone and Edna Mode from The Incredibles, and for the first time, Joy from Inside Out. In addition to the meet and greets, there are also going to be characters appearing in the live shows. There's a new ice skating show called Glisten. We don't know which characters, if any, will be in that one, but you will be able to get to see Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, along with Mickey and Minnie and Belle and Tiana in the Disney Holidays in Hollywood show. That's at the Theater of the Stars.
Yes, that was very cute. And of course, you have Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Oh, yeah. And If you want to see Oogie Boogie and Jack Skellington in puppet form, you can spot them in the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along over in the Hyperion Theater. You're going to want to check your My Disney Experience app during the party for specific appearance times and locations.
Yes, a lot to choose from, a lot coming up this holiday season. I am ready.
Yes, and if you need some help planning that holiday vacation, our good friends at Mouse Fan Travel will help you arrange that trip. All right. That is going to bring us to the end of this week's news, but we're going to take back a look back at some of the comments that you've left for us. Michael Bingham saying that Christmas at Disneyland is truly special,
Yep.
especially because it's his birthday. But now he's going to get to experience it at Walt Disney World. Please let us know once you do how you think they compare. And also let us know if you go to that roller coaster after hours event.
Yes, cannot wait. I mean, it's kicking off kind of soon. I'm very curious to hear what it's like, and then I'll maybe make my decision about going. Keep us posted.
Carmine Sea Dinosaur has a suggestion. They want a Frozen holiday sing-along show that's themed to Olaf's Frozen adventure. We'll pass that thought along. See if that I really like the Frozen sing along during the Christmas season, how they bring Olaf on for a kind of encore with an extra song.
Yes.
It's definitely the superior version of the show during the holidays. Hope they do that this year. Okay, well, before we go, we want to thank our sponsors MEI and Mouse Fan Travel one more time. I'd like to remind you to please give us a rating or review, whether you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or give us a like and subscribe here on YouTube if you're watching the live stream. And be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com. Search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media accounts. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes, I am on Instagram at Adventures by Carly and on X at Carly Caramana.
You can find me at S. Kuberski and at The Unofficial Guides, or pick up copies of my guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.